Have you ever heard of a coin so mysterious, so rare, and so unusual that even many American collectors don't know it exists? Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and lesser discussed pieces in modern American coin history, the United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1993 coin. This isn't your everyday penny or quarter. This is a coin wrapped in rumors, collector fascination, and a surprising amount of hidden value. And by the end of this video, you might find yourself checking every old box, drawer, or family collection you can think of. Let's begin with the story. The Jafar Son Niklas 1993 coin has a name that instantly grabs attention. It doesn't follow the usual pattern you'd expect from US coinage. There's no president's portrait or iconic American symbol. Instead, this coin exists as part of a very small and unusual category of private strike collectibles, special mint tokens, and rare commemorative pieces that circulated unofficially amongst certain groups of collectors in the early 90s. During this period, several private engravers and small-scale mints experimented with creating artistic and symbolic pieces meant to honor individuals' stories or unique historical inspirations. Many of these pieces never gained mainstream recognition, but the few that did, including this 1993 Jafar Son Niklas coin, became cult favorites among advanced collectors. What makes this particular coin so fascinating is the combination of its strange origin, its distinctive design, and its extremely limited survival rate. Most collectors agree that only a small number were ever struck. Many were lost, damaged, or simply forgotten over the years, making any surviving piece shockingly rare today. Now picture the design. On one side, you'll typically find the artistic portrait associated with the name Jafar Son Niklas, a style that feels more like handcrafted artwork than mass-produced US mint engraving. The detailing, the carving, the deep relief, everything about it has an almost storybook or mythological feel. The opposite side usually includes the date, the denomination style used for the series, and symbolic imagery that reflects strength, legacy, or heritage. Every inch of the coin feels different from regular circulation coins, and that's exactly what attracts the attention of numismatists. It's not just currency. It's a conversation piece. A mystery. A collectible that raises more questions the longer you study it. Collectors who specialize in unusual, low-mintage tokens and privately issued American pieces consider the 1993 issue one of the rarest modern items. Because it never had large-scale distribution, examples in excellent, untouched condition are unbelievably hard to find. Coins from this group normally suffered from scratches, oxidation, handling damage, or poor storage conditions. Finding one today that still has full details, strong luster, and no signs of aging is practically like discovering a treasure chest. And then comes the real excitement: errors and variants. Some uncommon pieces from the early 90s series were struck with slight die shifts, metal inconsistencies, or faint engraving misalignments. Instead of lowering the value, these imperfections actually made the coins more desirable because they transformed each surviving example into a one-of-a-kind artifact. If a collector finds one with even a minor striking anomaly, the demand skyrockets instantly. The combination of rarity, mystery, unusual history, and striking design has pushed this coin into the spotlight of private auctions, collector shows, and online bidding wars. Even though it is not part of standard US mint circulation coinage, its scarcity gives it a value far higher than many official coins from the same era. And now comes the moment you've been waiting for: the value revealed. A genuinely preserved, high-grade example of the United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1993 coin has been known to reach an astonishing $43,000 in the collector's market. Yes, $43,000 for a single coin. So if you ever come across one of these unusual treasures, don't ignore it. Examine it, preserve it, and get it evaluated. You might be holding a piece of history and a small fortune at the same time. Today, we're exploring one of the most unusual, least understood, and most conversation-starting pieces ever connected to American collectible history: the United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1957 coin. This isn't a coin you'll find in regular pocket change. It's not something that appeared in huge quantities, and it's definitely not something the average collector even knows about. But for those who do, this coin is a symbol of rarity, craftsmanship, and deep historical intrigue. Let's take a journey back to the late 1950s. America was booming, innovation was everywhere, and independent engravers and private token makers were experimenting with designs that weren't tied to the official U.S. Mint. During this era, a small circle of artists and private metalworkers created limited-run pieces meant for collectors, exhibitions, and specialty groups. Among those pieces, the 1957 Jafar Son Niklas coin became one of the most distinctive creations of its time. What makes it so fascinating is that it wasn't mass-produced. It wasn't circulated like a penny or a quarter. Instead, it was crafted in incredibly limited quantities, each piece showing a level of artistic detail that feels far ahead of its time. The name Jafar Son Niklas itself became something of a legend in certain numismatic circles, a signature tied to unusual, hand-touched, highly stylized works. This 1957 issue is considered one of the earliest and finest examples associated with that name, which is exactly why it has gained such a powerful reputation today. Now imagine the design. One side typically features that bold, artistic portrait with deep lines, strong relief, and a style that feels almost carved rather than struck. The texture, the shading, the character in the face, everything about it draws the eye immediately. It doesn't look like a typical American coin. It looks like a miniature sculpture. Flip the coin, and the reverse usually carries the 1957 date along with symbolic imagery representing strength, legacy, or heritage. These designs were created with the intention of making the coin feel meaningful, not just functional. They were built to be admired, studied, and passed from collector to collector. But here's where the excitement begins, because only a very small number of these pieces survived the decades. Many were lost, melted down, misplaced, or simply forgotten in personal collections. The few that remain today usually show signs of age, scratches, fading, oxidation, or wear. That's why finding a clean, well-preserved example is almost like finding hidden treasure. Collectors who specialize in rare private strike American coins consider the 1957 issue one of the most desirable pieces from that era. And it only gets more interesting when you consider the variance and striking differences that sometimes appear. Some early pieces show slight die shifts, metal inconsistencies, or engraving imperfections, not mistakes, but fascinating quirks that make each surviving coin truly unique. Instead of decreasing the value, these subtle anomalies make the coin even more collectible because no two examples look exactly the same. This coin rarely appears in sales, and when it does, it causes serious excitement. Auctions heat up quickly. Private collectors compete aggressively. Even seasoned numismatists approach it with curiosity because there are so few reliable records of how many were originally created. It's one of those pieces that feels like a secret, a hidden chapter in the world of American coin collecting. And now we arrive at the moment you've been waiting for, the true worth of this extraordinary piece. A high-grade, beautifully preserved United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1957 coin has been valued at an astonishing $47,000. Yes, $47,000 for a single coin that most people have never even heard of. So if you ever come across one of these rare treasures, hold on to it tightly. You may be looking at a piece of history, a masterpiece of craftsmanship, and a serious fortune all at once. We are diving into one of the most fascinating and lesser-known collectible pieces connected to modern American numismatics, the United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1999 coin. This coin has become the subject of whispers, collector excitement, and even auction room curiosity, and by the time we reach the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why people chase it so passionately. The late 1990s were a time of change in American coin collecting. The state quarter program was about to explode in popularity, new technologies were transforming minting methods, and private engravers were experimenting more creatively than ever before. It was during this period that the 1999 Jafar Son Niklas coin emerged, not as a mass-produced currency, but as a rare, artistic, limited-run collectible that carried a style unlike anything in regular circulation. The truth is, this coin was never meant for everyday pockets. It wasn't made by the millions. Instead, it was created in extremely small batches, often by private engravers known for their detailed, hand-influenced designs. The name Jafar Son Niklas is especially interesting, a mark associated with highly stylized pieces that blur the line between sculpture and coinage. Collectors who understand the origins of this series know that each piece feels personal, intentional, and artistically bold. Imagine holding it in your hand. On one side, the portrait typically associated with the Jafar Son Niklas series looks almost alive. The deep carving, the shadowing, the dramatic lines, everything gives it an artistic presence you simply don't find on mass-produced coins. It doesn't feel stamped. It feels crafted. Turn it over, and you'll see the 1999 date along with symbolic elements that reflect heritage, strength, and individuality. The entire coin stands out immediately, even to someone who knows nothing about numismatics. It has a visual weight that demands attention, but what truly elevates the 1999 version is its scarcity. While many collector tokens from the 1990s still exist in decent condition, this particular piece did not survive as well. Most examples from this year were distributed privately, stored poorly, traded without proper protection, or simply lost over time. That means only a small number of high-quality pieces remain. Collectors who specialize in rare private strike American designs consider the 1999 issue one of the toughest to find in clean, well-preserved condition. And that's not all. Slight variations and striking anomalies add even more intrigue. Some pieces from the late 90s era show faint die shifts, minuscule misalignments, or subtle metal inconsistencies resulting from small batch production. But instead of hurting the value, these features make the coin even more desirable. Each variant tells a different story. Each surviving example is just a little bit different. And that uniqueness is something collectors absolutely love. The demand for this coin is also rising because 1999 marks the end of an era and the beginning of a new millennium. Anything tied to that symbolic moment in history gains extra attention from collectors who love pieces with a connection to transitional years. And this coin, with its mysterious origin, striking design, and ultra-low survival rate, fits perfectly into that category. Whenever a 1999 Jafar Son Niklas coin appears in a private auction or collection showcase, it immediately becomes the center of attention. Experienced collectors compete fiercely for it, because they know the supply is tiny and the chance of finding another one in top condition is even smaller. Its combination of rarity, artistic craftsmanship, and historical timing makes it one of the standout pieces of the late 20th century. And now we reach the moment you've been waiting for. The value of this extraordinary coin. A genuine, well-preserved United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 1999 coin has been known to reach an impressive $53,000 in the collector's market. Yes, $53,000 for a single coin from 1999.so if you ever stumble upon one of these rare treasures in an old drawer, a family collection, or an inherited box of coins, protected immediately. You might be holding a piece of modern American collectible history, and a small fortune at the same time. Re-exploring one of the most intriguing and most puzzling pieces ever whispered about in the world of modern American collectibles, the United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 2000 coin. If you've never heard about it before, don't worry. Most people haven't. And that's exactly what makes it so special. The year 2000 marked a turning point in American coinage. It was the start of a new millennium, a moment of big expectations and futuristic dreams. While the official U.S. Mint was busy with new releases, private engravers and small batch creators were crafting artistic pieces that pushed the boundaries of traditional coin design. Among these rare creations, the Jafar Son Niklas 2000 coin stands out like a hidden gem. Mysterious origin, artistic detail, extremely limited quantity, and a reputation that keeps growing year after year. What makes this piece so captivating is its design. One side usually displays the signature portrait style associated with the Jafar Son Niklas name, dramatic, hand-carved textures, deep shadows, and a sculpted look that instantly separates it from mass-produced American coins. It doesn't look like something made by a machine. It looks like something created by a master artist. Turn the coin over, and the 2000 date sits surrounded by symbolic patterns representing transition, strength, and the arrival of a new era. Every line seems intentional. Every curve feels like it was placed there with purpose. Collectors often say that holding one of these coins feels like holding a small piece of art, and that's exactly how these coins were designed. Not for circulation. Not for everyday pockets. But for collectors, exhibitions, and private displays. But the real excitement comes from the rarity. Unlike common collectible pieces, this coin was produced in extremely small numbers. Many were lost, damaged, or mishandled over the years. Others were stored in poor conditions, leaving scratches, stains, and signs of aging. That means the number of surviving high-quality examples is incredibly small. When a collector finds one in good condition, with details sharp, surfaces clean, and lines crisp, it immediately becomes a treasure worth protecting. The year 2000 also adds extra meaning to this coin. Because it marks the beginning of a new millennium, collectors consider any limited edition piece tied to that year especially significant. Many people think of it as the bridge between two centuries, a moment frozen in time. And when a rare collectible is linked to such an important year, the demand automatically increases. There's another layer of fascination too: slight production variations. Some examples show gentle shifts in engraving depth. Others show minor metal inconsistencies or barely noticeable alignment differences. These tiny variations, instead of reducing value, make the coin even more attractive. Each one feels like a unique story, a one-of-a-kind version that no other collector has. When one of these coins appears in an auction, which is rare, excitement spreads instantly. Collectors bid aggressively. Private buyers jump in. And even seasoned numismatists take a closer look, because they know the number of surviving examples is extremely small. The combination of artistic design, mystery, rarity, and millennium significance has made the Jafar Son Niklas 2000 coin one of the most sought-after pieces in its category. And now, the moment everyone waits for. The value reveal. A well-preserved United States of America Jafar Son Niklas 2000 coin has been known to reach an incredible $58,000 in the collector's market. Yes, $58,000 for a single coin. If you ever find one hidden in a collection, inside an old drawer, or passed down by a family member, take care of it. You might be holding a piece of history and a small fortune at the same time. Diving into one of the most fascinating pennies from the late 1970s, the United States of America 1-cent coin from the year 1977. At first glance, it may look like a simple copper coin that millions of Americans used every single day. But when you look deeper into its history, its condition levels, its rare varieties, and its surprising desirability among collectors, you'll understand why the 1977 penny has gained so much attention. Stay with me until the very end, because that's where I'll reveal the incredible value that the rarest examples of this coin can reach. The story of the 1977 penny begins in a time when the United States was undergoing major cultural and economic changes. The country was shifting into a new era. Technology was advancing, music styles were evolving, and day-to-day life looked completely different from the decade before. In the middle of this transition, millions of pennies were minted and sent into circulation. People spent them on snacks, comics, gas station items, and anything that cost just a few cents. Little did they know that some of those tiny coins would one day become valuable treasures. The design of the 1977 penny continues the beloved tradition of the Lincoln Cent series. On the front, you see the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by the talented Victor David Brenner. This portrait is more than just a design, it's a symbol of leadership, courage, and the story of a president who changed the course of American history. Even though the penny is small, the craftsmanship of Lincoln's facial features, his coat, and his distinctive profile is impressive. Turn the coin over, and the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly on the reverse side. The building's columns, steps, and sharp architectural lines make this one of the most detailed coin designs ever featured on U.S. currency. If you look with focus, you'll even notice the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a detail unknown to many people who have handled the penny countless times. This miniature artwork makes the penny more than just money, It's a small piece of American art and history. But what truly pushes the 1977 penny into the spotlight is not its design, but its rarity in high-grade condition. Most pennies from this year were circulated heavily. They were tossed in drawers, carried in pockets, rubbed against other coins, and slowly worn down over decades. Their shine faded, the copper darkened, and the fine details softened. Finding a 1977 penny that still glows with its original mint luster is extremely rare. These uncirculated examples are the coins that collectors search for. They look nearly flawless: sharp lettering, crisp edges, clear details, and an untouched copper surface. A penny preserved like this can be worth far more than anyone would expect from such a common year. Another layer of excitement comes from the unusual varieties and minting errors that some 1977 pennies carry. These errors may include doubling on the date or words, small misalignments of the design, thickness variations, die cracks, off-center strikes, or unexpected metal inconsistencies. These rare mistakes were never meant to happen, but once they did, they created coins that are completely unique. Collectors love these error coins because no two are identical. Each one has a personality of its own, a little flaw that sets it apart from every other coin minted that year. A dramatic error or a clearly visible doubling can skyrocket the value of a 1977 penny well beyond anything the mint ever imagined. Combine that with a high-grade condition, and suddenly, a simple penny becomes a highly sought-after treasure. This is why searching through old savings jars, coin albums, or inherited collections can sometimes lead to wonderful surprises. A penny that has been sitting unnoticed for years may carry a story, a rare variety, or a perfect condition that makes it significantly valuable today. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you own a United States of America 1-cent coin from 1977 in exceptional, uncirculated condition, or if you have one with a desirable and rare minting error, its value can reach an astonishing $70,000. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed discovering the secret history and hidden value inside everyday coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next penny reveal a treasure.